Hi. So, I just wanted to talk about something that I have learned recently. And, the past few months, I've gone through a lot of not really fun things. But every day, I am still trying to grow and learn and put myself through new experiences and new challenges. Because for a while I was really just complacent, and I don't know, I guess I felt like a passenger in my life for a really long time, and I'm trying to just take the wheel. This is so corny. I'm trying to just take the wheel and take control and make my life something that I'm not necessarily more proud of, but just something that I can get something out of. You know what I mean? Because I haven't really been getting much out of my life, unfortunately, these past few years. And so I decided about maybe a month or so ago that I was gonna try and make some friends online, some local people. I was just gonna get on Tinder and Bumble and all the dating apps or whatever, but just to try and meet people and connect and make new friends, because you can also use these dating apps to make friends. And I was doing this, I think my main motivation for doing this was because I thought that if I made friends, it would help me become a more exciting and interesting person, because I feel incredibly boring and uninteresting, and I don't have much to offer. And I directly attributed this to the fact that I haven't had any friendships since high school. I'm 22 now. The last friend that I had was when I was 18, and it didn't end very well, and the friendships that I had before that didn't end well either. And I've only been socializing with my boyfriend for the past 4 years in real life. Well, actually not even, because he moved here in 2017, right after I graduated, so past almost 4 years, I guess. Yeah, he's been the only friendship that I've had, and I don't know. I blamed the fact that I was boring and uninteresting on not having friends. So I thought that by building more friendships, I would be presented with more opportunities to build on my character and make me a more fun and interesting person. I just really drilled this idea into my head that unless I had a circle of people, not even a circle, one or two friends maybe, but just other people that I could share experiences with, if I didn't have that, then I clearly had nothing to offer anybody, which in retrospect doesn't really make much sense. But going through this process of trying to meet people and trying to make friendships and stuff, I was starting to get the feeling that people were less inclined to want to connect with me, because I was open and honest about the fact that I didn't have friends, and I was trying to, put myself out there and make friends. And that very well is probably not the smartest idea, but I struggle with not being fully open and honest and upfront. And so it was difficult for me to keep that from people when I was telling them about myself, because I want people to know my intentions, and I want people to know where I am in my life, so that they can get a realistic expectation of who they're talking to, and just, be able to understand my perspective better, and maybe understand why I'm a little bit more inexperienced and a little bit more maybe excitable, because everything is new to me. It's new and exciting, and I'm eager to learn. But I felt like when people read me say that I didn't have any friends, it made me a less appealing person to want to be friends with. So it felt like a really complicated situation that I was in, where I was trying to make friends, but I needed friends for people to think that I was an appealing person to be friends with, if that makes sense. But I think I recognize now that that is like a flawed way of thinking. I don't think that that's correct. I think that, if you see somebody that has a lot of friends around them, you assume that they're a likable person. I think that that's reasonable, but I don't think that that is like the defining factor that was making it difficult for me to connect with people. I think the more defining factor was when people would ask me about myself and the things that I like to do for fun, I didn't really have much to offer other than, well, I like the idea of this, but I don't really do it. Or I like art, but I haven't done it in a really long time. Like, that was anything that I was really interested in or enjoyed was always followed by, well, I don't do this, or I haven't done it in a long time, or I would like to do this with other people, or, just stuff like that, that made it clear that I'm not doing anything right now with myself or with my life. I just work and come home and hang out with my boyfriend and sleep and eat, and that's about it. And obviously that makes me come off as a very uninteresting person because I'm leading a very uninteresting life. And I started to feel really embarrassed and a little rejected when I could tell that they seemed to be a little less interested in me when I made it clear that I didn't really have any current hobbies or ambitions or anything that I was doing for fun or working towards. Even though it was understandable, it just made me feel a little defeated and a little frustrated because I was like, well, how am I gonna find the motivation to do my hobbies if I don't have anybody to do them with? Which, I don't know why I felt like that. That doesn't make any sense, but I just convinced myself that that's how things worked. And I would spend so much time looking for examples of fun things to do with friends, and even just date ideas just to do with friends, hiking or going rollerblading or rock climbing or painting with somebody or making pita pizzas and watching TV and I don't know, just fun things that people do when they hang out. I would spend so much time looking for fun ideas so that I was prepared and ready for when somebody asked me to hang out or wanted to do something with me, and I was like, I have this great idea for this fun thing we can do together. But nothing was based in my actual interests and what I want to do. And it just felt like I was trying to have this database of fun things that I could reference to use with other people, but not in regard to myself and what I find enjoyable, deep down at my core. So in all of this, I guess I realized that all of this time I've been measuring my self-worth and my value in what I have to offer other people, and how interesting other people might find me, or if I make something, what are other people gonna think about what I've made, or if I'm interested in sewing and drawing and embroidery, and I'm well, how can I make money off of this? You know what I mean? It's all about what I am presenting to other people, but not about what I am showing to myself and how I value myself. And honestly, I shouldn't even be measuring my value at all. I am valuable, period. Regardless of anything else around me, I'm valuable. And all that matters in life is that I'm enjoying myself and doing things that make me feel excited to wake up in the morning and start my day. And also, if I pursue my hobbies and my interests, and if I dedicate my time to fun activities that I want to do for myself and that I find interesting for myself, I will meet people in those spaces. You know, if I want to join a pottery class, I can make friendships from that class. Meeting people and making connections will happen naturally through all of these avenues that I have taken myself to, and not for any other reason other than I enjoy this, I want to learn more about this, I want to spend time with myself, and I want to focus on what makes me happy, and I want to find new ways to express myself that make me feel confident and interesting and exciting in my heart just for me. And so, separate from everybody else in the world, separate from friendships and relationships and whatever you have going on, you make yourself interesting by doing the things that you enjoy and expressing yourself in the way that makes you feel good. That's it. It doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. And you know, even if you're not happy, you know, even if you're depressed and like self-loathing and sad and life is weighing you down and things are hard, even if you're writing poetry or making music or making art to express your emotions and your sadness and your pain, you're doing that to express yourself. And you're doing that because it helps you cope with those things. And it's not for anybody else. It's for you. And that's what makes it interesting. And that's what makes you interesting. And nothing can take that away from you. You know, even if you have friends and you lose them, at the end of the day, you still have your hobbies, your interests, and the things that, you know, bring value to your life and give you something to dedicate your time to. I think that the way that friendships work, in the way that they actually work, and the way that they sound like they might work, is similar to motivation, because people always think that motivation is something that'll just happen. It'll just come upon you. You'll just be sitting one day and you're waiting and you're, you know, hoping and wishing, and then all of a sudden you get this spark of motivation, this inspiration to do something. But that's not how it works. You have to actually start doing the thing, and then motivation will follow, and the motivation will propel you to continue doing the thing and to complete it. And I felt like I needed friendships to make the fun things happen. I felt like I needed to go out and look for people and try and gather all of these people as best as I could find that shared similar interests to me to make the fun things happen. But it's the other way around. Do the fun things and friendship will follow. It sounds silly, but it's true. And you know, here I am sitting here telling you this and giving advice and whatever the fuck, but I am sitting here with no friends still. I don't have anything to show for this epiphany that I've had, because this is a recent epiphany. However, I think that I figured it out. And I think that this is going to lead me on a much more fulfilling path, and it is going to result in a lot more tangible things for me that I can be proud of, and reduce the amount of time that I spend ruminating and dreaming on possibilities that are never going to happen if I just continue to dream about them. So this is my call to myself to just do things that I think are fun. It's a lot easier said than done. However, I believe in myself, and I believe in you if you're going through a similar thing. And I want to wake up in the morning and be excited for my day for myself, because I've made things interesting for myself, and I think that's all that really matters. So, in conclusion, Friends don't make you interesting. You make you interesting. Whatever you like to do for fun, whatever your hobbies are, that's what makes you interesting. And you don't have to try and do anything else. If you don't have any friends, just do what you like to do. And go to spaces where you know there are other people that like to do those things. I'm pretty sure that you're not going to have any trouble making friendships in those spaces. But what do I know? Because I'm not there yet, but it's wishful thinking. And it makes sense. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll come back in a month and be like, shit. Scratch that last video, guys. I was totally wrong. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, thank you for watching. I hope that this helped you maybe get a little bit more clarity with your life and your situation. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Did I say that already? Probably. I feel awkward being on video again, but maybe this epiphany that I've had will lead me to make more YouTube videos in the future, because I have ideas so often that are just floating around in my head and I don't do anything with them. So hopefully this will lead to much more creative things popping up for me, for you in the future, like podcasts and art and videos and whatever else I come up with. So yes, thank you for watching. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy, what month is it? The rest of your May. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.